pizza without sauce. It's just flatbread. So we're gonna make some sauces today. We're gonna make a classic Neapolitan tomato sauce, a basil sauce, as well as a cream base for your white pizzas. It's gonna be great. Let's go. We're gonna start with the tomato base. So you wanna get the highest quality tomatoes you can get your hands on. And we're just gonna take the solids out and place them into a bowl. I just use a fork to fish the peeled tomatoes out of the can and shake off the excess liquid. There we go. And we're gonna set that aside. And this is great to have handy just in case after we process it, we decide that we'd like our sauce to be a little bit more liquid. It's worth looking out for DOP certified tomatoes. That basically guarantees the quality and stringency of the entire process of growing those tomatoes. For this part, we're gonna process the tomatoes. You can use a mill, a food processor, or even your hands if you don't have any of those first two things. We wanna zhuzh it up, but not to a fine pulp. We still want a little bit of chunkiness going in there, so just watch out for that. Yeah. So now what you want to do is just add in half a teaspoon of salt. That's quite a nice balance for 1 tin of tomatoes, which is 400 grams. When you're mixing it, this is when you can assess whether or not you'd like to reintroduce those liquids that we left in the can just now, if you prefer a waterier sauce. For me, I like it thick and chunky, so this is looking good to me. That's it. We've got tomato sauce. Now we're gonna start on our basil sauce. For that, we need a big old bunch of basil, and we're just gonna pluck the leaves from it because the stems aren't so nice in the sauce. So this basil was nearing the end of its life, so we decided to put it out of its misery. But that's the great thing about this basil sauce, because basically it keeps for a week after you make it, and this basil was not gonna last that long. We got all our basil leaves in a bowl. To that, we're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. If you really like garlic, you can add more. If you don't like garlic, you can add less. This is your basil sauce. Now we're gonna process this as well until it forms a fine paste. Because our basil leaves are a little bit tired, you can definitely see that it needs a little bit of water, which will also help us make a paste out of this. We've decided to go analog with a mortar and pestle. If you don't have a food processor, this is another way you can make your basil sauce. What you're looking for is not having any more chunks of leaves. We're gonna add a squeeze of lemon. This just helps to keep the sauce green, so it prevents it from oxidizing. And then we're gonna add a sprinkle of salt. And last but not least, we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil. So you'll notice that this is not a pesto, this is a basil sauce. And the reason why is because on pizza, it tends to be better to keep your sauces simple since you'll be layering so many other ingredients on top of it. So you can really taste the clarity of the star ingredient of the sauce, and in this case, that's basil. It also makes it easier to make. So you get this vibrant green basil packed sauce that's gonna be great on pizza. Now it's time for our cream sauce. So this is 3 tablespoons of whipping cream that we're just gonna place into a larger bowl. To that, we're gonna add a tablespoon of grated Parmigiano Reggiano. If you have Grana Padano or Pecorino Romano, that works great too. We're gonna give this a light whisk because once you have that luscious whisked cream, it's gonna be so beautiful to spread on your pizza. So this will take about 1 to 2 minutes to get to the texture that we want. Oh, we're there. Once it starts to look like shaving cream and has these beautiful soft peaks, that's when you know you can stop. So 3 tablespoons of cream is enough for 1 pizza. So that's our cream sauce. If you wanted to add other things in like garlic, herbs, or other spices, you can just fold that in at this point. But for today, we're gonna leave it fairly simple. So there we have it. We've got our classic tomato sauce, our basil sauce, and our cream sauce. And now we're gonna make a pizza with all 3 of them just for fun. So jiggly. All right, we've got our dough ball out. We flipped it once in the flour to coat both sides. And now we're gonna press the air to the crust. I think this might be one of my favorite parts about making pizza. It just feels so gratifying. We'll do a little spinny, and then we're gonna get it out of the flour. We're just gonna get rid of some of these large air bubbles so that our crust doesn't form really big char bubbles in the oven. This is gonna stretch out really easy because we've proofed it. That's looking good. We're gonna go tomato sauce on top of the cheese for this because I really wanted all three sauces to be very visible for this one because it's a sauce trio pizza. When you put cheese first and sauce second, it totally changes the taste of the pizza. This is shredded provolone. I just like the kick it brings in terms of flavor as compared to mozzarella. It's just a nice alternative. Mozzarella is great too. So we've got an even layer of cheesage, to which we're going to add more cheesage. So this is just some shaved Parmigiano Reggiano. And last but certainly not least, our tomato sauce that we just made. This is where you get to flex a little bit of your creativity. So I just want to get the edges to make sure that there are no bald spots on our dough. All right, that's ready to go into our Roccbox. The Roccbox is at 400 degrees Celsius right now. So we're going to cook our pizza at medium flame. Just get a bit of flour on the front and get our pizza onto the peel. And we give our pizza one last stretch. Once we got our pizza nice and stretched out into a circle on the peel, we're gonna get that into the oven. I love watching the crust puff up in the oven. I swear it's therapeutic. Woo! All right, our pizza is ready. We're gonna bring it over onto this plate. Oh, I can't wait to try this. Look at that. What we're doing here is we're gonna take our two other sauces, don't think we forgot about those, and we're just gonna give that a swirl, and then we're gonna finish it off with our cream sauce. That's what we were kind of going for. We're just hypnotizing ourselves with pizza. Now that we've got our pizza cut up, let us take a slice. Look at that. Woo! Yeah. So we've got a lot of topping on there despite it only being sauces. And I don't hate that. Oh, I need a guess. We've got Rich Preston here ready to eat pizza with me. Cheers, Rich.
Cheers. Thanks, Fun.
Saucy.
That's great. That basil's really nice.
For the recipe, check out Gozney.com.